Good morning, students. Today we're going to start with chapter number 2 of Geography: Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation, and Wildlife Resources. So, this chapter basically focuses on the various resources, that is, soil, water, natural resource, and vegetation, that we will discuss in this topic. Now, as we have tried to understand the various resources, the resources are something which is usable for human beings, and how do we conserve it and protect it is important. Now, the first resource is land that we will be talking about today. If we work around the land area on the globe, we can say the three-fourth is water, and nearly only one-fourth of the total area on the globe is land. That is, out of this one-fourth land area that is present on the earth, only 90% of the population lives on 30% of the land area. This is how it is calculated. That is, nearly 70% of the land area is non-habited. Out of the one-fourth land area which is on the earth, out of that land area, only 30% is the land which is habited. That means on which people can live, right? And 70% is uninhabited. So what is uninhabited is either it is very hot deserts or the frozen lands or the Antarctica sheets that we have on the earth. So 70% of the land area is not habited or uninhabited, and only 30% of the land area on the earth is useful. And again, on this 30% of the land, only 90% of the population is residing. So what are the basic areas under the land resource we should understand? Here we have deserts, forests, water bodies, plains, and rivers. Now the land is that is available is useful for various purposes. So I can say some of them do agricultural activities on the land. There are mining activities, industrial activities, forest activities that go on. You build roads, houses, transportation, and so on. So all these are the various uses of land that we see in our day-to-day life. However, there are various factors which determine the land and the quality and the use. So we can classify those as the physical factors or the human factors. When we say human factors, there are two primary things coming to place. The first is the population and the second is the human factor. When we say human factor, there are two primary factors or two things that come into place. That is, first is the population, the second is the technology. Now, technology we say is available in a region and is feasible instead of availability, as feasibility of technology is more important than availability of the technology. So when you have technology which is feasible, okay, for a area or a particular region, then you have human factors that come into play, in which you can have construction of bridges, of roads, highways, airports, etc. That is, more human interventions can take place. However, the basic soil quality, climatic conditions are prerequisite to determine what kind of activity can flourish in that area. Now again, we can classify land as a privately owned land. So I can say, for example, that there is a house built up, so that house is a private property. However, there are common resources, for example, there are gardens or roadways or basic amenities that we use. So there are community owned or community is responsible for these. And such resources are community or common resources. We also call them as common property resource, also known as CPR. Okay. Now CPR has been an important terminology in these days, where there has been more focus on betterment and improvement of CPR that exists. And the funding for these property resources comes from the local bodies. So let's say, for example, the municipal corporation of a city would work for the common property resource of that region. Similarly, for a village area, the panchayat would look after it. Now, what are the basic threats and basic hazards that a land focuses or the land faces? Sorry. The first is deforestation, or we can say degradation of land. I would say if you have a forest area or an agricultural area and there is a rapid deforestation, it would definitely affect the quality of the soil or the quality of the land, because when it rains on the next season, what would happen is that uh, the rich soil would wash away. So you would have decrease in the fertility of soil that you would witness. So deforestation or degradation of land, this could be either due to mining activities or industrial activities. In the hilly areas, you would have landslides, problem of soil erosion. These things again is basic because of the deforestation activities or degradation activities. And there are some major issues that are being looked into. Now, how we can conserve the land since deforestation is the major problem? Okay, what is the solution of it? The solution would be planting more of trees. When I say land degradation is a problem, how can I work around it? I can reclaim the land. Limited use of pesticides and fertilizers should I can start with that are chemically made. We can limit the use of those. And the region where overgrazing is done by animals, that should be also checked so that the animals may not destroy the land. As overgrazing again leads to barren lands or barren fields when the animals would eat up everything, the land would become barren. So, this was the first resource, that is land, the threats to the land and the conservation of the land, how it can be done. With this, I end up with one part of your video of this chapter in this video, and I will be continuing the next topic in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.